Are we are we back? Folks, we thank you for your patience. We're having some technical issues. I think the cats got to our production trailer and unplugged every internet connection possible. A couple of cautions came out. We're going to get you up to speed before we cover that. Logan Clampett very slow on pit road that time by. Let's cover some action that we've had beforehand. The caution came out about 10 laps ago. Ryan Whitlock got into the wall for Alabama Huntsville. Severe damage to that car. He was given an end of line penalty. Some racing back when they came. I'm trying to think of where to start. So everybody came down pit road on that caution that was on lap 20, except for Austin DeLong in that 22 car for the Penn College of Technology. He stayed out, and he got punished severely for it as he has fallen way back in the order in the field. Outside the top 10, I know I was hoping that he could pull off the stay out strategy, but the tire wear was just too much in that opening stint of the race. Jake Cummings, Logan Clampett, and Matt O'Brien were able to have their share of the lead for that short little stint of racing we had. And the most recent caution brought out by unknown means at this moment. We're going to have to check and see what brought that one out. But lap 34 of 100 complete officially a third of the way through this event tonight, where we are going to find out who our final Championship 4 drivers are. If Jake Cummings can pull this off, this would be an incredible walk-off victory. Same with Matt O'Brien, who needs a win to get in, as well as Duncan O'Connor starting right behind him. Jason Wallet up inside the top 5 for the first time tonight, but he is the lone non-playoff driver in a sea of yellow. Jake Cummings, Matt O'Brien, Duncan O'Connor, Matt Moore has already locked his way in, but he's there with Clint Halterman and Tim Robb. Andrew Williams just outside the top 10 right now. Recovery drive for him after qualifying out of the top 20 in tonight's race. But this is going to be, we've had incredible racing from flag to flag here, and we're happy that we're back so that you guys can join in our excitement and see what is going to go down. Slow pit stop for Logan Clamp. He's going to restart way at the back of the field. So an unfortunate mistake for him, or problems for that car. But we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The pace car makes the hard left onto pit road. It's Jake Cummings, the control car for this restart out of Wingate University. Matt O'Brien to his outside, 2 drivers that can point their way in. Who is going to get the advantage for the time being? Green flag back in the air here at Michigan.
Jake Cummings got a really good jump there going into turn 1. Really let that inside line take advantage. You've got a battle for third there between Wallet and Duncan O'Connor, a driver who needs a win to get in here. Trying to run that high line behind Matt O'Brien on the outside. They'll be 3 wide for third for a second before Wallet will fall on back, losing the draft and not getting a good run off the corner. All this battling, though, has let Jake Cummings pull out to a near quarter-second advantage. But now that the cars are up to speed, people are going to start filing them in line to get that draft, and it won't take long before everyone starts breathing down the neck of the 007.
Duncan O'Connor and Drew Williams were completely unheard of in this race before that most recent caution, but they had some phenomenal pit stops that brought them back into the top 10. Well, really into the top 10 for the first time tonight. Duncan O'Connor running third. He needs a win to advance to the Championship 4. Drew Williams was on top of those points, was the best of the rest outside of the winners coming into tonight's race. But he is on a recovery drive at the moment, making passes as you see him go around the 12 to the inside of R. Muhammad Alif. But the battle for the lead still hot as ever. Jake Cummings out in front by a bumper over Matt O'Brien. Duncan O'Connor behind them. Matt Moore, Clint Halterman, top 5 are all playoff drivers who want to win this race and control their destiny at getting into the Championship 4. The only driver who already has that privilege is Ohio State's Matthew Morton there in the 4th position.
Yeah, right now, Cummings, O'Brien, O'Connor are your top 3 here for Wingate, Michigan Tech, and Nova Scotia Community College, respectively. I've been keeping an eye on the timing table, though, Zach. Logan Clampett already up to 12th on the back bumper of Tim Robb here, looking for 11th. That Cal State Fullerton machine has been absolutely electric since coming back off the pit road on that slow stop.
Of course, Clampett needs a win to advance into the Championship 4. And he is in the driver's seat to do that. A lot of these drivers expecting him to walk off win tonight. But any one of these drivers inside the top 10 right now can score that win they need to get into the championship four. And what a finisher that would be for these four drivers up front. Jake Cummings, Wingate University, leading this race at the 1/3 mark, but he's got Matt O'Brien right on his tail, and it's Clint Halterman, Duncan O'Connor side by side for UNC Charlotte and Nova Scotia Community College for the time being. But Halterman is going to walk away with that third position. But here comes Colin Kolpa right behind him, the defending alumni champion. Though he's not in the playoffs, is still looking for a great result to rocket himself to the top of the alumni standings to get over the few drivers that are in front of him, which includes Jake Cummings. So he's got to stay as close to Cummings and O'Brien in these alumni standings as he can, so he can have a shot at retaining his title next week at Homestead.
Yeah, so many storylines coming into tonight. We were all so curious on how it was going to shape out. And as they come to the line here to start lap 40 of 100, we're starting to get a few of those answered. One of the big ones being, will the playoff drivers have the speed to make it really a battle of the playoff drivers up front? The answer to that has been yes. Most of them are up front, and the ones who are in the back, for the most part, had either slow pit stops or a little bit of damage to be repaired. Not entirely sure what happened to Tim Robb. He was running 11th. He scored all the way back in 27th now. Something has happened to the American University car. But right now, taking a look at this battle for second, Colin Kolpa has been on a warpath the past couple laps. That Indiana machine really running that high line really well at the moment, really able to carry a lot of speed off the corner. He's pulled up to the back bumper of Matt O'Brien, who's now looking at the back bumper of Jake Cummings. A little bit of a push there going into turn one. Matt O'Brien letting the 007 know that he's got company on his back bumper.
And that was a message by both drivers getting sent to each other. Jake Cummings threw the block that said, I'm not going to let you take this position away. You're going to have to go around me.
Oh, the caution's out for Drew Williams.
No, Drew Williams, playoff driver, spun around going the wrong direction. He's going to get that car righted and fired up again. But disaster striking for Clemson here. Wow.
Just a horrible turn of events there for Drew Williams. Obviously, we're working on the replay to take a look at what happened to the 23 car. He had found himself back up on the outside of the top 10 after that ensuing restart from about 10 or so laps ago. But now all of a sudden has a much bigger hold he has to climb out of here. And I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for Tim Robb to get grouped back in. I'm not entirely sure what happened to the 5 car, but now everyone will re-bunch up, and it'll give him an opportunity to either repair any damage he might have or at least get a restart or everyone's back together and start making his way back forward through the field. But I think if there's anyone who this hurts the most, and